A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of tensions in the Middle East, United Nations Secretary-General António Guterres has condemned the recent Iranian missile strikes on Israel. This condemnation comes after Guterres was declared persona non grata by Israeli officials for his perceived insufficient response to the attacks. Speaking to the UN Security Council, Guterres emphasized the urgent need to halt what he termed the deadly cycle of tit-for-tat violence that has plagued the region. The UN chief statements came after Iran launched around 180 ballistic missiles into Israel, with Israeli defenses reportedly intercepting most of them. In a previous statement, Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz accused Guterres of being anti-Israel and supporting terrorism, asserting that anyone who fails to unequivocally condemn Iran's actions does not deserve to enter Israeli territory. This diplomatic rift highlights the growing tensions between Israel and the UN, particularly in the wake of the ongoing conflict that has seen significant loss of life on both sides. Guterres, while addressing the Council, reiterated his condemnation of the missile attacks, stating that they do not aid the cause of the Palestinian people nor alleviate their suffering. He also criticized Israel's military operations in Gaza, describing them as the most destructive he has witnessed during his tenure. The UN chief's remarks come amid a backdrop of increasing violence, with the conflict escalating over the past year, particularly following the unprecedented Hamas attacks on October 7th, which resulted in numerous casualties and hostages taken. The situation in Gaza has deteriorated significantly, with reports indicating that over 41,600 people have been killed since the onset of the military campaign in response to the Hamas attacks. Guterres has called for a ceasefire, urging all parties involved to de-escalate the violence and work towards a peaceful resolution. However, Israel's response to Guterres' comments has been one of outrage, with Katz labeling him a stain on the history of the UN. The relationship between Israel and the UN has been strained for years, particularly regarding the UN's role in addressing the plight of Palestinian refugees and the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Katz's statements reflect a broader sentiment within the Israeli government that views the UN as biased against Israel, particularly in light of the recent conflict. The ongoing violence and diplomatic tensions underscore the complexity of the situation in the Middle East, with international calls for peace and stability growing louder amidst the chaos. As the conflict continues to unfold, the role of the UN and its leadership will be scrutinized, particularly in how they navigate the delicate balance of addressing humanitarian needs while also condemning acts of aggression. The situation remains fluid, and the international community is watching closely as developments unfold. Guterres' condemnation of the missile strikes marks a critical moment in a conflict that has seen escalating violence and deepening divisions. With both sides entrenched in their positions, the path to peace appears fraught with challenges, and the need for dialogue and diplomacy has never been more urgent. As the world grapples with the implications of this conflict, the calls for a ceasefire and a renewed focus on humanitarian efforts are essential to mitigate further suffering and loss of life. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.